Hi, this is Keith from Pharmacy-Tech-Study.com, and this video is about question number 11 on quiz number 8. And it asks, lidocaine 5% is dissolved into D7.5W and is used parenterally for spinal anesthesia. Which of the formulas listed below could be used to prepare 500 milliliters of D7.5W? All right, so just thinking about the question itself, the first sentence is just filler. It means nothing, and you could totally just ignore it. But what the question's really asking is, how do you make 500 milliliters of 7.5W? In fact, that's all that really matters in this whole question, is like the last 4 words there, you see. So then if we look at the available answers, it looks like we'll be using D10W, which is dextrose 10% in water, and then diluting it with sterile water down to 7.5% strength of dextrose. All right, so what I see here then is an alligation problem, since we have a higher percentage strength that we'll be mixing with and a lower percentage strength, which in this case would be sterile water. So let's go ahead to the whiteboard and work this one out. So since we're going to be doing an alligation, we'll draw out a tic-tac-toe grid. And we'll put in the middle our desired concentration. Top left will be our higher strength, bottom left will be our lower strength. So then if we work out our numbers diagonally, this way we get 7.5 and this way we get 2.5. Okay, so from there you could go a couple of different ways, and probably by now you know how to work an alligation where you could add up your parts. In this case would be 10 parts. Divide your total volume you want with or by that 10 parts. That would tell you how much is in each, and you know the rest of the story. But what I see here is just kind of a quick and dirty way to figure out a ratio, and then I could look at the answers and determine if that ratio is correct. Let me show you what I mean. So 7.5 and 2.5 in my head are really round numbers, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I wanted to move the decimal over this way, as long as I do it on the top and the bottom, that's okay, because essentially we're just multiplying both by 10. And so what that does is it gives me 75/25. And so that's a ratio. So that's 75/25 ratio. But to make it even easier, it looks to me like that could be reduced again down to 3/1. And hopefully you understand where I got that. So what we've got is a 3:1 ratio to work with. Okay, so now if I look at the available answers and I just look for a 3:1 ratio, then I'll know I'll have the right answer. So if we look at A is definitely not a 3:1 ratio, and B is a 1:1 ratio. C is a little closer to a 3:1 ratio, but it's not. If you'd work it out in your calculator, you'd see that it's not. But D, just by looking at it, hopefully you can see that that's a 3:1 ratio. And what that means is over on the left side, the D10W volume is 3 times the amount of the number on the right, which is the water volume. And so I would check D on the exam and move on. And in this case, I would be right. And if you had any doubts, you could always come back at the end of the exam and double check it by working out a whole alligation problem. But anyway, that's how to work out that problem, either with a quick alligation and work it all out, or figure out your ratio, which we did. And that's how we got the answer, which is D.